Okay, this is Charlie from DJ noDJ and Good. This must be the band. I'm making a tutorial now on how to sample some things in order to play them live. This time I'm doing One More Time and Daft Punk, and we're just going to sample the small section in the middle, and we're going to change it up a little bit, change the harmonic qualities of some things and all that stuff. Alright, so bringing the whole thing in, press this button so you can actually hear it in the arrangement view. Okay, so it's at about 2 minutes that we're going to need to affect things, so we want no vocals, so it's just that half bar we need to take. So I highlighted that half bar. If it's warped, you should be pretty good. Let's just make sure. Looks okay to me. So if you highlighted a section, you can just click and hold it and just shake it a little bit, and it'll separate on its own. Alright, so we only need that now. Let's mute the first channel, so I moved it down. So that's good. I'm going to duplicate it. Command D. So for what we want, alright, that's good, except we're going to need this one to be up a step, and that's harmonically the whole thing has to come up a step. So if I just click on that one and then down here just transpose it up two half steps. So that's basically what you want. The next thing though is that we don't want all that low end. We might not want some of that high end too, so let's see. EQ3 is good enough for this. So I went to Audio Effects, EQ3, just pull that on to the channel. And what this does is it just makes 3 bands of EQ. It's really simple, and you can just take out the low end just like that. I'm going to loop this thing, press this button to loop it, and you can set where that starts and stops up here. So I'm going to go to bar 65. Now I've got a loop, and I want it to go for only 1 bar. Oh, 2 bars, sorry. Now that'll loop, so we can play around with it. Here's the low end back in. Here's the low end out. You can sweep that. Like if I make the frequency of the low end really high, then a lot of it is cut, but you want more than that. I'd say there is pretty good, but that's completely up to you. You could change that on your own. I'm also going to take some of the high out to make it a little bit less rhythmic. Alright, so that's pretty good, and then when you're sampling this for playing it live, what you really want is just anything rhythmic that you can play easily. So like this first beat is all you would want. Oh wait, I'm sorry, just an 8th note. I'm going to separate these out into 8th notes. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you repeat that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these have to be separate. And so let's just sample that. So I'm just going to highlight this first section. Press Command, Shift, and R, or just go to File, Export Audio. That's what we're doing, but that's Command, Shift, and R. Normalize, that should be on. And I also suggest converting it to mono unless you want to keep it separate. Actually, that's up to you, but I'm going to keep it off for now, since you actually might go story over it. And then, you know, whatever, save it. Normalize is important. That'll make it as loud as possible. Alright, and then go through and do the rest of them. you want to be more descriptive, you would call it OMT 1G. I'm sorry, G1, G2, G3, G4, and then A1, A2, A3, A4. We're not doing that. I'm going to do it later. It's a really good idea. It's so smart. Alright. You should have some pretty good samples that you can load into whatever you need for that. Alright. Goodbye.